Good morning. Let's begin by singing hymn number 374. We thank thee and we bless thee, O Father of us all, that e'en before we ask thee, thou hearest thy children's call. We praise thee for thy goodness and tender, constant care. We thank thee, Father, Mother, that thou hast heard our prayer. Hymn number 374. The scriptural will be given this morning by Linda from Pennsylvania.
I will be reading from the King James Bible, Isaiah chapter 44. Yet now hear, O Jacob my servant, and Israel whom I have chosen. Thus saith the Lord that made thee, and formed thee from the womb, which will help thee. Fear not, for I will pour water upon him that is thirsty, and floods upon the dry ground. I will pour my spirit upon thy seed, and my blessing upon thine offspring. And they shall spring up as among the grass, as willows by the watercourses. Thus saith the Lord, the King of Israel, and his Redeemer, the Lord of hosts. I am the first, and I am the last, and beside me there is no God. Fear ye not, neither be afraid. Have not I told thee from that time, and have declared it? Ye are even my witnesses. Is there a God beside me? Yea, there is no God. I know not any. They that make a graven image are all of them vanity, and their delectable things shall not profit, and they are their own witnesses. They see not, nor know. Who hath formed a god, or molten a graven image that is profitable for nothing? And the residue thereof he maketh a god, even his graven image. He falleth down unto it, and worshippeth it, and prayeth unto it, and saith, Deliver me, for thou art my God. They have not known nor understood, for he hath shut their eyes, that they cannot see, and their hearts, that they cannot understand. Remember these, O Jacob and Israel, for thou art my servant. I have formed thee. Thou art my servant. O Israel, thou shalt not be forgotten of me. I have blotted out as a thick cloud thy transgressions, and as a cloud thy sins. Return unto me, for I have redeemed thee. Sing, O ye heavens, for the Lord hath done it. Shout, ye lower parts of the earth. Break forth into singing, ye mountains, O forest, and every tree therein. For the Lord hath redeemed Jacob, and glorified himself in Israel. Thus saith the Lord, thy Redeemer, and he that formed thee from the womb, I am the Lord that maketh all things.
We will now have a moment of silent prayer and then follow with the Lord's Prayer and its spiritual interpretation as given in the Christian Science textbook. Our Father,
which art in heaven.
Our Father, Mother, God, all harmonious.
Hallowed be thy name.
Adorable One.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy kingdom is come. Thou art ever present.
Thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven.
Enable us to know, as in heaven, so on earth, God is omnipotent, supreme.
Give us this day our daily bread.
Give us grace for today. Feed the famished affections.
And forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors.
And love is reflected in love.
And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil.
And God leadeth us not into temptation, but delivereth us from sin, disease, and death.
For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever.
For God is infinite, all power, all life, truth, love, over all and all. Let us sing hymn number 180. Love the Lord thy God. Love is staff and rod for heart and soul and mind. In this command forever strong, to silence thoughts of wrong, all thoughts, all laws fulfillment find. Hymn number 180. Welcome to the Sunday morning service of the Plainfield Christian Science Church Independent. We have members from around the world, and you will hear from them today. We maintain a very active website, plainfieldcs.com, and we just realized recently that we have had visitors to our website from over 175 different countries around the world. We conduct services every Sunday morning beginning at 10 a.m. with our roundtable discussion, and we have a testimony meeting every Wednesday evening at 8:15 p.m. And you can listen to all of our services either over our website, on YouTube, or from your telephone. Also on Sundays at 11 a.m., we have a Sunday school for children of all ages. And that Sunday school class is conducted by a teleconference. So if you don't live in the area and have a child who would like to attend a Sunday school, please contact the church and find out how. And we will have another Bible study class next Saturday morning at 10 o'clock. So check out the website for the study questions for that Bible study class. Let's see, the June edition of our magazine, The Liberator, has been printed and has been put in the mail to subscribers. Also, the members of this church had a corporate meeting last week, and I'm pleased to announce that Elsie Burrows from Alabama was elected to fill a recently vacated position on the board of trustees of the church. Everyone is welcome here, and that includes all of you who are listening and participating from around the world. We will now have the reading of a testimony from the chapter entitled Fruitage in Science and Health, which attests to the healing power obtained just by reading the Christian Science textbook. And that reading will be given this morning by Zari from Germany.
This is from Fruitage, Healed of Infidelity and Many Physical Ills. I feel compelled to write my testimony and hope that I may be accepted as one more witness to the truth as contained in Science and Health with Key to the Scriptures. In the year 1883, I first heard of Christian Science. I was sitting in a saloon in Leadville, Colorado, reading a daily paper of that place. My eyes lighted upon an article which spoke of some peculiar people in Boston who claimed to have discovered how to heal as Jesus healed. I do not remember much of the article, but those words stayed with me. I had drifted out to Colorado from New York City, my home, where I had been under the treatment of many leading physicians. The last one, who was too honest to take my money, knowing that he could not cure me, advised me to keep away from doctors and quit taking medicine, as nothing but death could cure me. My trouble was pronounced by some to be Bright's disease, by others gravel on the kidneys, with very acute inflammation of the bladder and prostate gland. In the spring of 1888, my wife and myself were spending the evening at the house of a gentleman whose wife had been healed in the East by Christian Science. The gentleman took a book from its bookcase, saying, "Here is a work on Christian Science." It proved to be Science and Health. I knew as soon as I had read the title page that this was the very book we wanted. We immediately sent for the book, and when it arrived we obeyed the angel and feasted on it. I was very much prejudiced against the Bible, and my first demonstration of herself was to consent to read the 4 Gospels. My wife bought me a New Testament, and I began to read it. What a change came over me! All my prejudice was gone in an instant. When I read the Master's words, I caught his meaning and the lesson he tried to convey. It was not difficult for me to accept the whole Bible, for I could not help myself. I was just captured. The disease with which I had been troubled for years tormented me worse than ever for about 6 months, as if trying to turn me aside, but I lost all fear of it. I kept up my study of Science and Health, and the disease disappeared. I can honestly say that Science and Health was my only healer, and it has been my only teacher. R.A.C., Los Angeles, California.
The lesson sermon for this morning begins on page 16 of the Independent Christian Science Quarterly. Subject, Soul and Body. The golden text is from Zechariah. Be silent, O all flesh, before the Lord, for he is raised up out of his holy habitation. The responsive reading is from Psalms. O give thanks unto the Lord, for he is good, for his mercy endureth forever.
Let the redeemed of the Lord say so, whom he hath redeemed from the hand of the enemy.
They wandered in the wilderness in a solitary way. They found no city to dwell in.
Hungry and thirsty, their soul fainted in them.
Then they cried unto the Lord in their trouble, and he delivered them out of their distresses.
And he led them forth by the right way, that they might go
he satisfieth the longing soul, and filleth the hungry soul with goodness. Fairly from Maryland will read from the Bible.
The Holy Bible. Isaiah. Look upon Zion, the city of our solemnities. Thine eyes shall see Jerusalem, a quiet habitation, a tabernacle that shall not be taken down. Not one of the stakes thereof shall ever be removed, neither shall any of the cords thereof be broken. And the inhabitants shall not say, I am sick. The people that dwell therein shall be forgiven their iniquity. Exodus. And the Lord said unto Moses, Be ready in the morning, and come up in the morning unto Mount Sinai, and present thyself there to me in the top of the mount, and no man shall come up with thee. And Moses rose up early in the morning, and went up unto Mount Sinai, as the Lord had commanded him. And the Lord descended in the cloud, and stood with him there, and proclaimed the name of the Lord. And he said, Behold, I make a covenant before all thy people. I will do marvels, such as have not been done in all the earth, nor in any nation. And all the people among which thou art shall see the work of the Lord. And it came to pass, when Moses came down from Mount Sinai with the 2 tables of testimony in Moses' hand, when he came down from the mount, that Moses wist not that the skin of his face shone while he talked with him. And when Aaron and all the children of Israel saw Moses, behold, the skin of his face shone, and they were afraid to come nigh him. And Moses called unto them, and Aaron and all the rulers of the congregation returned unto him. And Moses talked with them. And afterward all the children of Israel came nigh, and he gave them in commandment all that the Lord had spoken with him in Mount Sinai. Until Moses had done speaking with them, he put a veil on his face. But when Moses went in before the Lord to speak with him, he took the veil off until he came out. And he came out and spake unto the children of Israel that which he was commanded. And the children of Israel saw the face of Moses, that the skin of Moses' face shone. And Moses put the veil upon his face again until he went in to speak with him. Second Corinthians. And such trust have we through Christ to Godward, not that we are sufficient of ourselves to think anything as of ourselves, but our sufficiency is of God. But if the ministration of death, written and engraven in stones, was glorious, so that the children of Israel could not steadfastly behold the face of Moses for the glory of his countenance, which glory was to be done away, how shall not the ministration of the Spirit be rather glorious? For if the ministration of condemnation be glory, much more does the ministration of righteousness exceed in glory. For even that which was made glorious had no glory in this respect, by reason of the glory that excelleth. For if that which is done away was glorious, much more that which remaineth is glorious. Seeing then that we have such hope, we use great plainness of speech, and not as Moses, which put a veil over his face, that the children of Israel could not steadfastly look to the end of that which is abolished, but their minds were blinded. For until this day remaineth the same veil, untaken away in the reading of the Old Testament, which veil is done away in Christ. But even unto this day, when Moses is read, the veil is upon their heart. Nevertheless, when it shall turn to the Lord, the veil shall be taken away. Now the Lord is that Spirit, and where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is liberty. But we all, with open face beholding, as in a glass, the glory of the Lord, are changed into the same image from glory to glory, even as by the Spirit of the Lord. Psalms. My heart is fixed, O God. My heart is fixed. I will sing and give praise. Awake up, my glory. Awake, psaltery and harp. I myself will awake early. I will praise thee, O Lord, among the people. I will sing unto thee among the nations. For thy mercy is great unto the heavens, and thy truth unto the clouds. Be thou exalted, O God, above the heavens. Let thy glory be above all the earth.
Florence from Georgia will now read from the Christian Science textbook.
I will now read correlative passages from our textbook, Science and Health with Key to the Scriptures, by Mary Baker Eddy. God is infinite, the only life, substance, spirit, or soul, the only intelligence of the universe, including man. Soul is synonymous with spirit, God, the creative, governing, infinite principle outside of finite form, which forms only reflect. The Scriptures inform us that man is made in the image and likeness of God. Matter is not that likeness. The likeness of spirit cannot be so unlike spirit. Man is spiritual and perfect, and because he is spiritual and perfect, he must be so understood in Christian Science. Man is idea, the image of love. He is not physique. Because of human ignorance of the divine principle love, the Father of all is represented as a corporeal creator. Hence, men recognize themselves as merely physical and are ignorant of man as God's image or reflection and of man's eternal, incorporeal existence. The world of error is ignorant of the world of truth, blind to the reality of man's existence. For the world of sensation is not cognizant of life in soul, not in body. A correct view of Christian Science and of its adaptation to healing includes vastly more than is at first seen. works on metaphysics leave the grand point untouched. They never crown the power of mind as the Messiah, nor do they carry the day against physical enemies, even to the extinction of all belief in matter, evil, disease, and death, nor insist upon the fact that God is all, therefore that matter is nothing beyond an image in mortal mind. We bow to matter and entertain finite thoughts of God like the pagan idolater. Mortals are inclined to fear and to obey what they consider a material body more than they do a spiritual God. Matter or body is but a false concept of mortal mind. This so-called mind builds its own superstructure, of which the material body is the grosser portion, but from first to last, the body is a sensuous human concept. Human reason and religion come slowly to the recognition of spiritual facts, and so continue to call upon matter to remove the error which the human mind alone has created. The less mind there is manifested in matter, the better. When the unthinking lobster loses its claw, the claw grows again. If the science of life were understood, it would be found that the senses of mind are never lost and that matter has no sensation. Then the human limb would be replaced as readily as the lobster's claw, not with an artificial limb, but with a genuine one. Any hypothesis which supposes life to be in matter is an educated belief. In infancy, this belief is not equal to guiding the hand to the mouth, and as consciousness develops, this belief goes out, yields to the reality of everlasting life. The human mind will sometime rise above all material and physical sense, exchanging it for spiritual perception and exchanging human concepts for the divine consciousness. Which institutes life, matter or mind? Does life begin with mind or with matter? Is life sustained by matter or by spirit? Certainly not by both, since flesh wars against spirit, and the corporeal senses can take no cognizance of spirit. The mythologic theory of material life at no point resembles the scientifically Christian record of man as created by mind, in the image and likeness of God, and having dominion over all the earth. Become conscious for a single moment that life and intelligence are purely spiritual, neither in nor of matter, and the body will then utter no complaints. If suffering from a belief in sickness, you will find yourself suddenly well. Sorrow is turned into joy when the body is controlled by spiritual life, truth, and love. When we realize that life is spirit, never in nor of matter, this understanding will expand into self-completeness, finding all in God good and needing no other consciousness. Spirit and its formations are the only realities of being. Matter disappears under the microscope of spirit. Sin is unsustained by truth, and sickness and death were overcome by Jesus, who proved them to be forms of error. Spiritual living and blessedness are the only evidences by which we can recognize true existence and feel the unspeakable peace which comes from an all-absorbing spiritual love. God is more to a man than his belief, and the less we acknowledge matter or its laws, the more immortality we possess. Consciousness constructs a better body when faith in matter has been conquered. Correct material belief by spiritual understanding, and spirit will form you anew. You will never fear again except to offend God, and you will never believe that heart or any portion of the body can destroy you. The sinless joy, the perfect harmony and immortality of life, possessing unlimited divine beauty and goodness without a single bodily pleasure or pain, constitutes the only veritable, indestructible man whose being is spiritual. The divine understanding reigns, is all, and there is no other consciousness.
Let us now have a moment of silent prayer for our world. Let's sing hymn number 30. The words of this hymn are by Mary Baker Eddy. Brood o'er us with thy sheltering wing, 'neath which our spirits blend like brother birds that soar and sing, and on the same branch bend. The arrow that doth wound the dove darts not from those who watch and love. Hymn number 30.
alone and broken-hearted, trying to calm the raging battle in my mind. In search of many answers that my troubled soul just couldn't seem to find.
I saw a flower blooming where there was no rain or sunshine, and I knew not that this flower would change the rest of my life. I found the lily in my valley. I found the strength when I was worn. I found a place to leave my burdens. I found a refuge from the storm. A place where I train my dark skies to beaming rays of sunshine. I found a lily in my valley, and it blooms all the time. If you're down and broken-hearted, and you just can't seem to find peace of mind, you're searching for your answers, but your problems are getting worse all the time. Just reach your hand to the Father, He'll take you in and break the ties that bind. He'll be your lily in your valley, and you'll watch it bloom all the time. He'll be your lily in your valley. He'll be the lily in your valley. He'll be your strength when you are. I found the strength when I was born. He'll be a place to leave your burden. Found a place to leave my heavy He'll give you refuge from the storm. Seek the refuge from the storm. A place where we train your dark skies to beaming rays of sunshine. He'll be your lily in your valley, and you'll bloom all the time. So find your lily in your valley, and you'll bloom all the time.
Let's sing hymn number 264. Onward, Christian soldiers, marching as to war, with the cross of Jesus going on before. Christ, the royal master, leads against the foe. Forward into battle, see his banners go. Onward, Christian soldiers, marching as to war, with the cross of Jesus going on before. Hymn number 264.
read from the textbook of Christian Science, the scientific statement of being, and the correlative passage from 1 John, 3rd chapter. There is no life, truth, intelligence, nor substance in matter. All is infinite mind and its infinite manifestation, for God is all in all. Spirit is immortal truth, matter is mortal error. Spirit is the real and eternal, matter is the unreal and temporal. Spirit is God, and man is his image and likeness. Therefore man is not material, he is spiritual. Behold, what manner of love the Father hath bestowed upon us, that we should be called the sons of God. Therefore the world knoweth us not, because it knew him not. Beloved, now are we the sons of God, and it doth not yet appear what we shall be. But we know that when he shall appear, we shall be like him, for we shall see him as he is. And every man that hath this hope in him purifieth himself, even as he is pure. For what is a man profited, if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul? Amen.